And the convenience factor of like, I need to go to one store and get something for my car, something for my bathroom, and then like some medicine, a couple bunches of bananas, and if I can find a decent like undershirt, then I'll get all that at the same time. It's like, yeah, you're going to 5 different stores in Germany, and no one's complaining about that because those are 5 totally different, unrelated things. So, today is Pfingst Tuesday, day after a holiday, Pfingstmontag. I don't think there's actually a thing called Pfingst Tuesday. It's this holiday in Germany where, like, apparently Jesus, like, on Easter departs for heaven, and maybe, like, on Pfingstmontag he arrives, or, like, he's been there for a week and now he's finally settled in or something, or, I don't know, he's throwing a party because he just, like, finished furnishing his apartment. I'm not really sure, but anyway, this is the heart of the holiday season, like 3-day weekends every weekend for like a month and a half, or at least that's how it seems. I am on vacation. It's very typical in Germany when you're on vacation to go away, to go to another country or something, but I'm just going to be in Ulm getting stuff done, and it's about 8 o'clock right now. So it's nice to have like the ability to go shopping at 8 on a weekday. It's very nice. So I'm gonna go grocery shopping. We're gonna get some boxes for. We're gonna be moving pretty soon. We're gonna be leaving this beautiful terrace behind us. It's gonna be a nice apartment, but the terrace is hard to beat. It might take like 3 or 4 stores to get everything that I'm going for here, but we'll see how it goes. This is just such a lifestyle thing of European culture. There's nowhere to park really where we live, so I ride my bike to our garage parking spot, and then I park the bike in the garage. Then when I bring the groceries home, I unload them at home and then drive back to the garage, pick up the bike, and ride home. No sweat. Actually, probably quite a lot. So it's been about an hour. I've gotten 3 stores down here. Got Fink Beine Getränkemarkt, that was 36 Euro, so 36 euros for drinks. Aldi Süd, that's a pretty long one. Got a number of items there. 40 euros, 60 cents. Aldi's always a good bargain. Got heavy bag, and plus a box of rice. And Bauhaus was 33.90 for the moving boxes. But I'm not done yet. There's still something to do, but I haven't checked my list. Now I'll check my list. Okay, so cardboard boxes. Oh, soy milk. Damn it. Soy milk, lemonade, and lemon juice. Those things and bread are all pretty hard to get at Aldi. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to go to another store. Going through the car wash right now. Alright, so now let's talk about the differences between the United States and Germany with respect to car washing. So, one interesting thing to begin with is you can't wash your car in your driveway in Germany. That's out. Not allowed. No soaping it up, sudsing it down, spraying it, and letting that water just run away somewhere. That's out. So what they have is really nice places to wash your car yourself with a high pressure hose, and they have like different settings with soap and no soap and rinse and wax and blah blah blah, and you can get your car really clean like that. It's actually, like, compared to the average Joe with the sponge, extremely efficient. But what they don't have is these automated ones, the touch-free car wash where you go in and then the arm just comes up, goes around your car. Nothing touches your car except for water and spray. Well, I'm not saying they don't have it. I'm saying I have not seen it yet here in the Ulm area. What I just went through, they have that in the United States too. Just like a bunch of brushes and like soap and suds and spray, and like pretty loud, and kids sometimes don't like going in there, but sometimes they love going in there. Who knows? I liked going in there. Some people don't like going in there at all, like adults even, but anyway. Oh, and this is a nice feature. This is a great car wash. I don't know if this is like common, but you come out of the car wash and you're in this area where anyone can just vacuum their cars for as long as they want. And I'll tell you what, it helps keep the car clean, being able to vacuum for an unlimited amount of time. I like that a lot. But it's not too cheap, like 12 euros I think it was to come through this. I did the middle, second best one. I love retired life when you're on vacation. Wow, it's so nice. I've always wanted to get into the golden hours. If you come before 10 or after 5, you get way cheaper car wash. It's much cheaper. With the undercarriage cleaning, and that was 12 euros, so I don't know, how many euros would you spend on vacuuming? Maybe 1 or 2. But if you do it often, you don't have too much to vacuum usually. My wife keeps her car really, really clean, even though she doesn't think she does. But that's probably why she keeps it so clean anyway. Compared to, like, dirty cars, this is spotless. We have the dirtiest cars ever at work. And it's just not only dirt on the ground, on the mud mats, on the pedals. It's like dust everywhere because that dirt is just like emitting dust. Anyway, got a lot to do still. I wanted to fill up the tank and... still need to get lemonade, lemon juice, and soy milk. So I've been to Bauhaus, Aldi, Finkbeiner, Rewe, the gas station, and the car wash, and you might be wondering, why do I still have to get lemonade? Well, that's because only Norma has this lemonade. It's the best lemonade. It's like lemonade from Italy. It's called Aranciata. And there's a lemon version, grapefruit, and orange. And it's just the best lemonade. You can't compete with it. You can't beat it. So Norma has the win on that one. But yeah, due to other reasons, logistical reasons, and product reasons, I had to go to some different stores to actually get the other products on the list. For example, lemon juice. Well, actually, I probably could have gotten that at Finkbeiner, but I wasn't really sure. Like, I always kind of just think of Finkbeiner as a beer store. I don't know why they've left that impression on me, but yeah, I don't know. That's just how it is. That was probably a mistake, but yeah, the other things I would never get at Rewe. It's just way too expensive, so you just go to Aldi and get all the essentials because it's super discount. And they have the best tomatoes. That's the rice that we always like the best. And yeah, it's generally like the go-to store. But then you have to go to Rewe to get like the soy milk. That's normally where I find lemon juice. Although for some reason the lemon juice was kind of like gone. It's getting more popular. But of course you have to go to Bauhaus to get the boxes and stuff. That's pretty obvious. Yeah, and then like if you want to get like a big case of, actually I probably could have gotten that at Rewe as well, but they don't have the same selection for like alcohol-free Radler or Caramel. It's in like a big case. And oddly enough, I actually had to go to 2 different gas stations because, no, 3 different gas stations, because the first 2 gas stations I went to were just like not open, but like it was their opening hours and they still weren't open. I think they ran out of gas. Like, they were next door to each other, and both of them were closed. Across the street, they were open, and I just went to a different one, like, just randomly. So, as you've noticed, these videos have a decentralized theme, which is anything that I notice, any difference that I notice just through living my daily life in Germany. And I'm not trying to give you so much conclusions in this series. I'm trying to give you as many little perspectives into the life I live here in Ulm as I can, so that you can just create your own perspective of it, create your own conclusion on it, or keep your mind open and don't do a conclusion. But in order to just like clear up the purpose of a lot of the points I made in this video, I'm just going to give you kind of like a Zusammenfassung. I'm going to give you a conclusion here and just wrap up and repeat everything that I said and kind of outline the themes and the things I was trying to point out. So I started out talking about how we don't park our car right outside our house. And instead, because it's a couple hundred meters, I prefer to take the bike over there. Is this an earth-shattering difference? No, but it's always interesting to think about how people do their grocery shopping in the city. And I try to remind you, like, it's not just about going over there to the car and getting in and then it's done. You still have to go back. And if you have a lot of stuff with you, how are you going to do that? Are you going to actually lug, carry, and just schlep everything across the city, like 50 kilos of pasta, rice, sauce, jars, bottles of juice? You could do that. You could get like a really big IKEA bag. We have, I'm in the basement right now. There's probably one right in front of me somewhere. But, oh yeah, there is. There's one right there. But it's so heavy. It's big enough to carry like a whole shopping trip maybe. But it's so heavy. And then you're crossing intersections. You have to wait for the tram, Straßenbahn. You have to wait for cars. So, it's tough. So yeah, basically you have this logistic thing that you have to take into consideration. You have to drive your car to get like a big shopping haul, or you could just kind of walk around in the city center to the smaller supermarkets and just shop on foot. But a lot of times it's a small supermarket, so it doesn't have the capacity to always have everything in stock on the shelf at all times. Because that smaller shelf means that at some point it's going to be empty. And the inventory flow just isn't as reliable the smaller the supermarket is. So that was what I did today. I went out and I went shopping with the car, which means going to like a strip mall sort of thing, similar to the United States, where it's just a street full of stores and parking lots and more stores like Best Buy, Staples, and so on. In this case, I went to Baumarkt or Bauhaus, which is a construction store, and right on that same road are Aldi and Alnatura, and there's a car wash and gas station, or a few gas stations. And I mentioned that in the car washing situation, you don't have the same rules, which is something you probably would never consider. I wouldn't have. I would have never thought that somewhere in the world people care enough about the environment to outlaw washing your car in your driveway, to make that a regulated thing. But that's how it is. Although in this state and in the town I grew up in, it is not uncommon to create a ban on washing your cars if there's a drought. Or in the same situation, if there's a drought, you might ban watering your lawn too. And that's to conserve water, but not really to protect the environment. Finally, I wanted to make the point that this cliche that Americans just go and shop at Walmart for everything, including their groceries sometimes, or some people probably always, that this cliche is actually representative of a pretty true general trend. And that is that whereas in the United States, stores are more conglomerated, if you will, in Germany or in Europe, they're still more specialized. And it's just a general trend that almost everyone already knows. But you kind of think, oh no, I mean, everywhere is going to be pretty much the same at this point. It means 2019. But no, it's not totally conglomerated at this stage yet. I don't know how long a company like Finkbeiner will be able to stay in business. Maybe forever, but maybe not. Who knows? Maybe if they do stay in business, they have to take on a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. But, so like these cases of, this is Kalamaz. It's like a kid's beer. I really like it because I consider it more like food though than a drink. Because I think you can get some good calories after work. You don't really feel like spending too much time eating. You can get some calories in that way, and it's high carbohydrate and healthy, vegan, and you can just like drink it. It's easier than eating. That's the way I see that. I actually saw a documentary where this kid was like, he wanted to retire by 40, and so he drinks only water. He had a bunch of other ways of being really cheap, but he didn't have an extremely high income, and didn't talk about investing really. So, I mean, Maybe that'll work for him, but I don't think that that'll work. I think this is a really efficient way to get some calories in at the end of a long day. And yeah, if you want to buy this at the supermarket, you're going to have to go to a special supermarket where they have Getränkemacht, because you want to get one of these big cases. It's going to, I mean, it's like I'm talking about with the groceries. If you're carrying groceries, otherwise, how are you going to carry this? So this is a recyclable and reusable thing. You bring this back with all of these bottles, all the same bottles, empty. And I think they have that in the United States too, but it's more of like a, I don't know. What is that? You might do that with like a craft brewery. I don't know. I don't know how it is in like Ohio. I don't know how it is in Pennsylvania. But I know in Worcester, Massachusetts, or in Salem, New Hampshire, it's like, where the hell are you going to get one of these, and where are you going to bring it back to? I have no idea. But I don't think you can in Salem, New Hampshire. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe at the liquor store. I'm not sure. I've never really, like, dabbled so much in the liquor scene. And then down below here, there's another case. Got two cases. This one is alcohol-free beer mixed with lemonade. So that's another high carbohydrate thing. It's like kind of a food almost. And actually that is how they see beer here. They call it more of a food. It's a liquid food, kind of. And that liquid food, like, yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm trying to describe to you the way the companies are split up. But yeah, anyway, so these like drinks, they're like that's too much like of a separate business for the supermarkets to take on. So some of them have like a separate like Getränkemacht, like nebenan, like right next to it. What am I trying to say in English? It's a beverage store, a beverage market directly next door, and it's kind of the same company, but not every location's going to have this thing. It's kind of like if you think about Walmart Supercenter, sometimes there's Walmart without the Supercenter, or sometimes there's a Walmart Supercenter with the garage, sometimes Walmart Supercenter, no car garage. I'm referring to the auto mechanics. So, like, there's this extra service on the side of the building. They'll just throw in the beverage market next door and kind of like create an extra entrance in there. But speaking of Walmart, I had to go to Bauhaus. Actually, you can see Bauhaus on here to get those. But if I had gone to Walmart in the United States, I could have got those and all the groceries. And I'm not saying the groceries would have been nearly as good. Actually, I really don't think it would be close. But that's just the kind of lifestyle where you're at in the United States. It's like one trip to one store, get everything, and come home. If you're saving so much time, though, what are these people doing with all their time? I moved here when I was 25. I'm not sure what it would have been like to be in the United States at the age of 25 to 35 or something. Just like, I don't know, working and going to Walmart. I don't know. I didn't really like Walmart very much. The products there weren't always the best. But very cheap stuff there. Very affordable stuff there. And the convenience factor of like, I need to go to one store and get something for my car, something for my bathroom, and then like some medicine and like just like a couple bunches of bananas. And if I can find a decent like undershirt, then I'll get all that at the same time. It's like, yeah, you're going to 5 different stores in Germany, and no one's complaining about that because those are 5 totally different, unrelated things. So I went to Bauhaus, Aldi, Finkbeiner, and then I went to the car wash, and that gas station was randomly out of gas or something. And then I went to Rewe, and then I went to a gas station, and then when I got home, I went to Norma. I'll show you these lemonades. These lemonades are unbelievable. So this one's grapefruit, not my fave. Definitely not my favorite one. Don't know why I put that in the front row. Probably to try and protect these ones. Haha! Yeah, baby! Orangiata. So that's the orange one. And then I think this lemon one's called Limonata. Yeah. But like this brand right here, this is a totally different video. I'll probably make it soon, but that brand pretty much probably belongs 100% to Norma. Like I said, this isn't supposed to be, my conclusion should be your conclusion. I'm not trying to even have a conclusion here. I'm just trying to point stuff out and give you awareness, give you stuff that I've seen firsthand, stuff that I've noticed, and stuff that continues to make itself noticeable because it is poignant. It's there, it's in your life, it's actually kind of a tangible difference. If not really, really tangible, at least something that gives you enough contrast, or gives me enough contrast where I'm like, that's a bit different. That's like affecting other parts of my life or affecting my behavior in sort of a holistic way. And it's subtle. Totally. It's definitely subtle. But it's interesting too for that reason. That's another video in itself, just talking about the products in a supermarket. It's very interesting. Sometimes you get like an Acme product or like a, what do you call it, generic brand in the United States, but what's interesting is all these different supermarkets will have like identical products sometimes with their own brands on it, where it's like clearly made, like they have the exact same ingredients and it's clearly the same product made by someone else, and yet there's no one who's like going to like stand up and be the brand which is in all the supermarkets. It's just a different business model, which I find very interesting. So that's it for ULMX Life in Germany, episode number 7. Today we went to the car wash at the gas station and the construction store for some moving boxes. We went to 3 different supermarkets: Aldi, Rewe, and Norma. This video is brought to you by the ULMX app, available in the App Store. If you would like to improve your English speaking ability and be able to express yourself a little bit better without hesitation, I really encourage you to download the app and or play the podcast. If you're on Android, play the podcast. If you're on iOS but you prefer to try before you buy, play the podcast. It's available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That's it for today. We'll see you next time. From Ulm, Matthew, Blunt. Peace.